We all have a special fondness for monsters, from the universal horror icons of the 30s and 40s to the slashers of the 70s and 80s, and even the sci fi monsters like the Alien and Predator that are set to make their re debut soon enough in cinemas. We all love monsters, and we all love the visceral blood and gore that accompanies these creatures when they make their appearance on our screens, both big and small. But what happens when you take these monsters and you can tell a visceral and emotional tragedy? You get the show that we're going to talk about today. So sit back, ladies and gentlemen, as I tell you my thoughts on our anime today, Tokyo Ghoul. Enjoy. Just to point out to you guys, first of all, not dead, and I'm very happy to be getting back into videos. Second of all, just got back from Anime Boston. Fantastic. We'll be doing a video on the season premiere of Attack on Titan Season 2. I was actually one of the first in the country to watch it. Thank you to Funimation for allowing me and a few hundred other people to, into the early morning premiere. We actually got to watch it the same time as Japan, a full, I think, 2 hours before anyone in the country got to see it. So that was I was very happy about that. So thank you. I will be doing reviews for Attack on Titan Season 2 every episode. That's going to be my next video, is doing an episode on that. Tiger Mask W is going to take a back seat a little bit just because of the priority of Tokyo Ghoul right now, Tokyo Ghoul Route A, and Attack on Titan. That's pretty much the priority, and I also have One Punch Man coming up soon, which I'm going to do that. But for now, let's focus on Tokyo Ghoul, because I know you guys have been waiting very patiently for this, and let's go. I am going to say, whenever you hear someone say that anime is for kids, I want you to pull this one out, hand it to that person, and say, go watch the first episode, and then wait to see what they say. Because this is definitely one of those anime that it can definitely show that a deep story can be told. It's not just deep; it's a very thought-provoking story. It's a very moral-heavy story. Some of the you have unique plot lines. It questions like methods of survival of the fittest and coexistence between two species. It's what is the right way to live when you're caught in this situation, when you must do terrible things to survive. What makes a monster? What makes a man? Man, oh my god, I just played Hunchback of Notre Dame. Oh, I love that movie. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting over like a shoulder injury. I'm taking some Tylenol, and I'm shooting this off the cuff right now. I rewatched the first season again. I loved it, beginning to end. So short, sweet version, no spoilers. Go watch it. If you can stomach blood and gore, and you can handle some of the more intense things. There is a torture scene in this, pretty much towards the end of the season. So if you can stomach stuff like that, you're fine. You're gonna be in for one hell of a ride. But just fair warning, because I was not prepared for what I was about to see. And I saw Attack on Titan before this, and this is somehow worse than that. But regardless, let's get on. So here's the thing that I really, really loved about this, right after I talk about the plot. So essentially the plot, we follow a young man named Kaneki. As far as we know, no family, only one friend that we meet called Hide in the first episode. He's a normal kid going on a date with a woman named Rize, and in this world, in Tokyo, there are two groups of individuals. You have humans, just bland humans, and you have ghouls. Ghouls look like humans, talk like humans, and they pretty much can pass as humans. However, they cannot eat human food. It makes them physically ill to do so. And to survive, they must eat human flesh. So right there, it sets up this very, tense atmosphere where you know that in a society where you have two species like this, that things will escalate. And escalate they do. And how it escalates is when Kaneki meets a woman named Rize. Rize is a binge eater ghoul that we find out later. She does not eat out of necessity, she eats for enjoyment. And she targets Kaneki mostly for the prospect that he's alone, he really doesn't have a family, no one's going to ask about it if he disappears. So she targets him and nearly manages to kill him before she herself is killed by falling debris at a construction site. Kaneki is near death, and the only way that to save his life is they transplant some of Rize's organs into him to keep him alive. This experiment does turn him into a ghoul-human hybrid, and the black eyes with the red irises of that trademark look of the ghoul is only present in one eye of his, in his left eye. And from then on, we see Kaneki struggle with what it means to be a human. Like, how is he going to survive in this world knowing he must do the most heinous thing, which is essentially cannibalize another human being? How can you do that and still pretty much maintain the life you live? Very much like other ghouls. We see how other ghouls, such as, there's Toka, who is a young woman his age who works at a coffee shop named Antegu, which we find out later is run by more peaceful ghouls who try to find a way to survive without going out and murdering people. And we see how different groups of ghouls function in life. Some are very territorial and have hunting grounds. You have some that only look for the finest humans to eat. Yes, I'm looking at you, J. Michael Tatum. Your character is twisted and sick. But anyway. And you also have another group of humans, because the humans actually do, there is a group of humans that do take a very integral part to this, known as the doves, through the eyes of, Amon, who is one of the doves who hunts ghouls. These doves very much have this mindset that ghouls are not, they're beasts. They're not capable of the same thought and emotion that humans can have, and they must be destroyed at any cost. We do get to see a little of that change, though not to the point where, Amon at the end of the series is like, hey, look, ghouls are just like us. No, it doesn't do that. This is not a happy ending story. This is a tragedy in every sense of the word, and I love it. It's one of the best tragedies I've seen in a while. So for any of you young people still in high school or in college, and your teacher / professor asks you to name an example of a tragedy, bring this up, because it fits and it works. So, best thing that I love about it, first of all, very unique characters. Unique plotline because it's more of exploring what defines a monster. And what defines being a human being trying to live a normal life, despite this condition. You have some very unique character designs, including the ghoul abilities, which, they kind of lead into my next point, but the ghoul abilities are all unique in the way, they manifest in this energy into a physical projection, whether it's a wing, a tail, or a tentacle or something like that allows them to engage in combat in a way that I have not seen before. I've seen hand-to-hand combat in anime, I've seen swordplay, I've seen gun battles, but I haven't seen anything like this before. It's a type of combat that was very new to me, and definitely was fantastic. And it leads into what I like. Another thing that I like was the color. With this taking place mostly at night, you think it's very monochrome, it's very, black and white. There are instances where the color pops, whether it's the characters, whether it's their Queen K, I believe they're pronounced the energy projections. You have just everything about it. One of my favorite bits is when Toka brings Kaneki to get his to get his mask, because one of the things that the ghouls do is they go to get masks to hide their identity when they go out at night. And one of my favorite side characters is named Uta, I believe I pronounced that right, Uta. He makes these masks, and probably the best introduction to a character I've seen. They wander into the shop, they're kind of looking around, and then Kaneki sees this sheet over like this what looks like a mannequin, because there are mannequins with masks all around the room. He lifts up the sheet, and there's Uta right there, and the first thing he says is "boo," and scares the living crap out of him. I absolutely love this character. He is hands down one of my favorites. Everything about him is just cool. I like his design. I like the voice for him. It really lends itself to, you know, the detail, and like it's unique. That's pretty much the one word I can use to describe this entire anime. It's unique. Every character looks different. Every character has their own quirk to them that makes them work. You have all their masks are different. You know, Kaneki's obviously is the most iconic, with the one black eye patch and the black leather and the teeth showing. It's actually a lot of fun. And it's one of just I could not believe how good this was getting all the way through, because it's like it breaks down. Like, the first ghoul we essentially meet is Rize, and we get to see pretty much the most savage of ghouls. We get to see ghouls from all over the spectrum. We get to see Rize, who is again the binge eater. You have Tsukiyama, who's I believe played by J. Michael Tatum, from what I mentioned before. He's more of this artsy guy, very, you know, I would say pompous and possessive. He's especially of Kaneki, as you guys will see, because that was downright disturbing. But also you have other more kind-hearted ghouls. You have people like Uta. You have people like Toka. You have all of the other ghouls on Teku, who are trying to find a way to coexist peacefully with humans. And it's just such a breath of fresh air. Especially when I was going in with the misconception that this was just going to be a straight gore fest with elements of horror thrown in there. And it's not. It's definitely deeper than I thought it would be. It's definitely one of the darkest I've seen. And given the fact that I have a copy of Dead Man Wonderland sitting right next to me, staring me in the face, it might be challenged for that. I haven't watched it yet. I've heard the stories, and I don't know. I'm probably going to have to watch it at one point, but as far as I am concerned right now, this is the darkest anime I have seen in my life, and it also is one of my favorites. I know I get a lot of flack from people from liking stuff like SAO, and I like it. I just enjoy it. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's great. I just say I enjoy it. Let's leave it at that, people. I like Fullmetal Alchemist. I enjoyed Naruto. Naruto was kind of my first foray into mainstream anime as far as this. I love Attack on Titan. Magi's great. Fate Stay Night. And Tokyo Ghoul is now up there in my top 5 for best as far as the story. My only complaint is the ending. And the reason I'm going to give this is this also branches into one of my problems with the first few episodes of Tokyo Ghoul Route A. But mostly this is my problem with the original Tokyo Ghoul season. Is the ending just... it's so sudden. Especially there. And I'll go into detail here for you. And this is for the people who watched it. Maybe you can kind of get where I'm coming from with this. Is you have Kaneki essentially snapping. He's tortured to the point where he's snapping, and he finally kind of gives into that primal side of him, that ghoul side. and he just snaps on the ghoul that's torturing him and pretty much eats him alive, while Toka and the rest of the Ontaku crew are trying very hard to rescue him. And it just stops. I was worried that there was another like DVD volume that I was missing, but then I found out no, that this is not, that this was the end of that first season, and it kind of bummed me out. It left me wanting more, and I know that's kind of the point, but if there wasn't going to be a season, if Route A never happened, if there wasn't going to be a third season, and it was just that first season, I'd say it felt like the ending didn't satisfy a little bit. I think you could have kept what you did, but you could have added just a little bit more onto that, and I would have been totally fine with the ending. And even that does not ruin my enjoyment of the series as a whole. In fact, I deeply enjoy it, and I would probably, this is one of the ones I recommend the most. If you can handle the subject matter and you can handle the gore and the violence, you will find that there is a lot to love here, and that there's more to this series than meets the eye. So, what do I think about Tokyo Ghoul? Final verdict for Tokyo Ghoul is a very, very solid 9 out of 10. Opinion-wise, this is the best anime that I've seen that tackles a dark atmosphere such as this. I think the only one I've seen previously is Darker Than Black, but I don't even know if I would classify Darker Than Black on the same level as Tokyo Ghoul. I do know if I was to compare them both right now, I enjoyed Tokyo Ghoul Season 1 far more than I enjoyed Darker Than Black Season 1, and I really love Darker Than Black. But regardless, final words on this matter, go watch it. You're going to find a lot to enjoy here, from interesting characters to a very unique plot to probably one of the best character developments with Kaneki as he goes from being a human to being something else entirely. Not even a ghoul, not a human, just something more. Anyway, my name is Darth Cinema. I hope you enjoyed my rambling. There will be a video, a more concise video for Attack on Titan Season 2, Episode 1, coming out soon, hopefully tonight. If not tonight, then on tomorrow, April 6th. I hope you guys enjoyed. There will also be another Attack on Titan video coming out on Saturday night or Sunday morning. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I will talk to you all next time. Peace out.